I just kept seeing this picture for a long time when we first started praying of tweezers holding a small object over an eye, and it was like very like focused in. And at first I thought it was something like a chip or something like electronic, but as it came closer, like very close to the eye, I could see it was a jewel. And the jewel, I watched as this huge eye, as the jewel was being dropped into the eye. And it happened again, like it happened several times. And it was almost like the eye was like a pool of water, and the jewel was being dropped, and the eye was very pure and very clear. And several times the jewels were being dropped, into the eye. And I believe that the eye represents the eye of God, and that you and we are like jewels, that He looks upon, that He, how it feels to be dropped into the eye of God, dropped into His sight, so that we sink down into like a deep, deep pool. The phrase says, the eyes are the window of the soul. That's not the Bible, but that's what it said. And as we, but in Song of Solomon, I think it says, he says of his beloved, your eyes are like pools, I believe. And I was thinking of that verse too, but I feel like it's a word for both of you, that God sees you as His precious jewels, and He looks at you. He sees nothing but beauty, and He sees nothing but what He adores, and what He is proud of, and what He, like a very carefully cut jewel that He has fashioned and that He has made, and that He's dropping you into His eye, that He's letting you sink down in deep, deep into His sight, so that you are never forgotten, and that you are never unnoticed, and nothing that happens to you, no small detail and no big detail that happens in you is ever missed, and ever lost sight of, and ever not seen. But He cares about every minute thing that happens to you, and not one part of it is missed. Not one part of it will ever be forgotten, and you will never be forgotten, and you will never be unadored, and you will never be unloved, but you'll just sink deeper and deeper into His sight. And I felt, especially for Lynn, but for both of you, I pray just for a manifestation of His presence and of His love, that of physical, just that you would feel His love around you, and His presence surrounding you like a blanket, and just deep down in your spirit, that you would more and more feel and tangibly feel the love of God, and the unconditional love of God